reach your heart. May the song reach your heart.
At one time. What is good, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron,
and today we have gathered here in memory of the 2023 Los Angeles Lakers. They fought valiantly in the first two rounds, and when the conference finals came, the second biggest stage of the game, they got swept. I'm your host, Brian, today, and we will be mourning the Los Angeles Lakers of 2023. Let's give a moment of silence for the Lakers. All right, that's enough silence. How you been holding up ever since the loss, man? You been doing all right? I don't need to call nobody, do I?
No.
Okay.
See, first of all, that was corny, by the way. That was just terrible introduction. But anywho, I'm doing great.
Oh, you lucky they didn't get to see what I saw the other week. Oh
No,
my goodness.
We're not gonna
you
talk
want to
about
talk
that.
about? Oh man.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Mhm.
But here's the deal. Number one, this guy is unbelievable. The minute the Nuggets went up 3-0, he was dancing on our grave, dancing on our burial. This is why you can't have good stuff. See, this guy right here, this is why the Bucks lost in round one. You know why? Because karma. The basketball gods knew you were going to be doing this, and the fact is, you can't have anything good. You thought you were going to be able to bandwagon yourself to a ring. The basketball god said, no, not today. And see, look what he's trying to do to me now. Trying to dance on my grave as well.
Yep.
Oh, my God. You are something else. It's all good. It's all good. You know, people were talking that trash when we lost. It's all good. We'll be back. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? At least, hey, I'd rather be in our position than the Bucks position where you were title favorites and you lose in the first round, or Boston title favorites down 3-1 against a inferior team. So it is what it is. We weren't supposed to be here.
Oh, no,
we weren't supposed to be here.
Now it was okay. Whatever.
We were underdogs. Every series, we were underdogs. The Caesar Sportsbook, every series, underdogs.
Look at that's how they try to spin. This is what the whole fan base is narrative spinners. You know what I'm saying? Now they had the best roster in the playoffs at one point, but now all of a sudden, we was the underdogs. I'm
going off of what Vegas. I'm going off what the media has been sort of betraying. I'm just saying, like, we were the underdog. Everybody picked against us, against Memphis, against Golden State for whatever reason. Some people just don't know ball when it came to Golden State, and then against the Nuggets. I mean, okay, I respect the Nuggets. They won. They handled their business. Every game was a close game. It's just they executed down the stretch. And the Lakers, they just couldn't execute, and that's why we couldn't win. And it's very hard for a team to win 4 straight times where it was the same exact way. It came down in the fourth quarter. It was a close game every single game, and they just prevailed. That is very hard to do, and that just lets me know that the Nuggets are for real, and they should be the title favorites going into the finals. And whoever comes out, if it's Miami, which most likely I still think it's going to be Miami. Come on now. Come on now. No team has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. I don't think this Boston team's going to do it, but we'll talk about that later. And whoever it is so happen to be Boston or Miami, I still think the Nuggets will prevail. And you got to salute to the Nuggets. You got to salute to Nikola Jokic. You got to salute to Jamal Murray and the rest of the role players, KCP, Bruce Brown, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, you name it. Those guys were tremendous down the stretch. They moved the ball just absolutely amazingly, and they just played really good team ball. And these past 2-3 years, they've just been unlucky when it came to injuries. But now that everybody is healthy, now that Nikola Jokic has his soldiers, has his teammates back, they're finally going to the finals. They finally prevailed. You know, I remember 5 years ago, this is one of the best young cores in the league. Every time I hear about the Nuggets and the media like to say, man, this is one of the best young cores. A few years from now, they're going to be really dangerous. They've done it. You got to salute your hat. You got to tip your hat. And so, congratulations, Nuggets. Jamal Murray averaged like 32 points this series. second option averaging 32. It's gonna be very hard to beat him. Like that's unbelievable.
What did y'all second option average this series? 12.
Nah, he ain't averaged 12, but I know in the playoffs he averaged like.
I'm in for the series, not for the playoffs.
I don't know what the series.
Shoot, it might have been like 15 points.
One thing I'm mad about is that I didn't realize this. StatMuse has a subscription.
Yeah.
What?
They did that weeks ago.
I didn't know.
They went to PFF.
Man, they sold out. That's crazy. But yeah,
don't worry, we still got a pro basketball reference.
Yeah, we got basketball reference. But anywho, I don't know what the series, how much he averaged for the series.
It don't matter. He ain't show up.
He did drop 40 first game. He did play. He did try on defense, but overall he didn't. Yeah, like again, he didn't really put his footprint on the series at all, like he did the past two. It's unfortunate, but LeBron James on the other hand, he tried that last game. He dropped 40. I knew he was going to drop 40. I could just tell.
Didn't show up in the last minute, but
hey, man.
But when you old and tired, I guess that's why.
48 minutes. It's going to be very hard for a 38-year-old on one ankle.
Yeah.
And he still dropped 40. That's crazy. 48 minutes, 38-year-old, 20th season on one bad ankle. Still dropped 40. Still was efficient. But he couldn't find everybody else. Where was everybody else? I mean, Austin Reeves showed up. Roy Hashimura, he did okay. But nobody else showed up. And
what you mean Tristan Thompson was?
Oh, Tristan. Okay, he gave us a little. He gave us some minutes. Man, this was all about the Nuggets. The Nuggets, they did a great job. Your reaction?
Salute to Mike Malone for pulling a card. He was talking trash the whole series, and y'all just said, eh.
No, I mean it was.
He was right too, which is.
Yeah, he was. It was warranted, and he proved us. He proved the Nuggets right. They just outclassed us from start to finish. They outcoached us. They were the better team. Yeah, they just.
Darvin Ham was a rookie head coach.
Yeah, he waited until the last game to go the lineup that's been best for us.
And it still didn't work.
He waited until the last game to bench D'Angelo Russell. I mean, when you could tell that this wasn't a series after game one. But, we don't want to hurt his confidence. Oh, it is what it is. That's what happens.
They're going to hurt his confidence even more when he's not on the team next year.
Well, we'll talk about that a little later. But your reaction to just the series in general?
It was a beautiful thing. I nearly cried tears of joy.
You picked the Lakers, by the way.
Yes, I did. And it was my best work yet.
Well, you said the script said Lakers and Celtics, but I guess the script
here's
was
what
wrong.
happened. I called Adam Silver personally. I said, you have 48 hours to change the script.
No. You know what happened? You know what happened?
I made a boss call.
Before you go on. No, this is what happened.
Okay.
The Writers Guild Association strike is what happened. The real script writers were gone. So they had to make a new script. I like this
script better, though. I like this script better.
Yeah, of course you do. I bet you do. It's a bad script, but
no, it's a fantastic
script.
It's we getting real basketball these playoffs. Not none of that narrative garbage that we've been used to these past few years. Pure hoops is happening.
Okay, well, I guess you like the Bucks getting upset in the first round. That was a great script, huh?
If it led to if it was for the greater good.
For the greater good. Okay. He's lying, by the way. But anywho, yeah, just your reaction besides the whole script thing.
Okay, fine. I enjoyed the series. The games have been close. There weren't really many. Was there even a single blowout?
No.
Not even one. So, no. Yeah, I enjoyed the series. Not only because the Nuggets won, but like 80% because the Nuggets won. But it was just good basketball being played. And like I said, the games was close. Jokic was hooping. Murray was hooping. Some highlights plays here and there. Aaron Gordon alley-oops and whatnot. So it was some good moments. It was even though it was a sweep, it was some good moments throughout the games.
Okay, that's well said. If you enjoy basketball, although it was a sweep, it wasn't like one of those sweeps that was just clear as day.
No contest.
It was like clear as day. Oh, the Nuggets are just way better. Like no, it was actually a competitive 4-game series. It's just The Lakers weren't able to close it out. And that's one of the things they need to look into the offseason is finding that guy that they can sort of go to in the fourth quarter. Because LeBron, he's up there in age. And so the Nuggets, with Murray and with Jokic, Murray is a closer. He can close out games. And when you have a guy like that, he's very dangerous. I have to say this. Jamal Murray is... The fact he hasn't made an all-star team is ridiculous to me because he's so good, talented. He averaged 20 points this year in the regular season. The playoffs, he averaged 27.
I say he's a playoff riser.
This dude is unbelievable. And I get it, they don't ask him to do it, but damn, like, shit, if I was in position, like, man, I'm trying to make all-star teams, I'm trying to make all NBAs, I'm trying to get that bag. It's not like it's going to hurt your team. So the fact that he hasn't done that yet, I mean, he's kind of on that like C.J. McCollum arc, but he's better than C.J. McCollum.
Oh, way better than
That's
CJ.
the thing. And the fact that he hasn't made an all-star team yet is just mind-blowing to me because he's just so talented. Like,
he said he going to show up for the 16 and the 16 we need versus the 82.
Yeah, man. It's like if you look at him, like, dude is a 3-level scorer. He can do everything. When it comes to scoring, like he can shoot the three, shoot the mid-range. He has a good handle, can finish with either hand, athletic enough. The fact that he hasn't made an all-star team is just like, oh, my God. I get it. The talent in the West is crazy. You have Fox, Edwards, Steph, Shea. I'm missing Dame. I'm probably missing CJ. Like, there's so many guards in the West. Why you making that face?
CJ.
Bro, he's still pretty nice, bro. Like, all right, I get it. Book.
Oh, yeah.
Book. Oh, my God. Like, there's so many great guards in the West. But the fact that he was on the number 1 seed and he's still in the bubble. In the bubble, they were like a top 3 seed, still didn't make the All-Star team. So the fact that they've always been in sort of that top 3-ish seed, and he still hasn't made the All-Star team is just crazy to me. But yeah, Jokic, he all-time playoff performance, all-time just playoff stretch for him this year.
Most triple doubles, right?
Yeah, he's averaging like damn near 10 assists in every series, 30 points, 25, you name it. He's been tremendous, and you got to tip your hat. Those 2 MVPs are not fraudulent at all. I never thought they were fraudulent, and there's a legitimate argument to be made that he's the best player in the world.
I've been saying this.
Well,
for like the past month.
Well, you switched. No. Past month, that's cap. You said that last week.
Okay, maybe
last week.
Maybe a couple weeks.
This guy be switching up all the time. Every week he's switching up.
How was that switching up?
No, bro.
So I can't think someone is the best player based on new information.
So he'll be like, "Oh my God, Devin Booker is top 10." And then Tatum drops 51. He's like, "Oh, Tatum, see, he's top 10. He's playing like top 10." Like,
I did not say that.
Playing
I did
like
not
a top.
say
He
that.
said he's playing like a top 10 player.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he is a top 10.
Oh,
player.
really? Oh, man, he be switching up, guys. He be switching up. He had Steph over Giannis as the best player in the world. He's like, Steph is the best player now, and then all of a sudden he loses, and then the Nuggets beat the Lakers. Like, oh no, Jokic is the best player. Make up your mind.
I mean, Jokic is the best player.
Make up your mind.
I did. Jokic is the best player in the world.
He keeps switching up every week. Every week it's a different person.
It ain't gonna be no different people until next year at least.
Watch what I tell you. If the Nuggets lose in the finals, he's gonna be like, nah, Jokic's not the best anymore.
Who would be replacing him?
You'd be like, nah, Giannis is the best.
No.
I'm telling you, this guy keeps switching up every single week. I don't know what he's gonna say.
Jokic ain't lose to, well, he could lose to an 8 seed if things don't go the right way, but that's not going to make me put Giannis back over him.
Okay, all right.
Jokic is the best in the world until next year.
Okay, whatever. I highly doubt it. I still, it's hard for me to say. To me, it's Giannis and like Jokic for best player in the world. To me, I think they're like 1 and 2. You can flip-flop them however you want. It's very hard for me.
We all know who it's not.
It's very hard for me to man,
It's really a 2-man race.
the thing with these guys, I don't want to like be prisoner of the moment per se, because yes, Giannis, he missed those 2 games. He missed some time, and he still was putting up numbers. Now the free throw line in the fourth quarter, it's a big problem. Turn over the ball, inexcusable, but he still was putting up his numbers. And yes, he did lose in the first round, but man, I don't know. That's tough. He was top 3 in MVP voting this year. His team was the number 1 seed because of him. It's going to be very hard for me to just go and say, you know what? Jokic overtook him. Because Giannis has been so dominant. It's just, yes, he just had a bad, unlucky series, per se. It was very unlucky, and I respect Jokic a lot.
Was it really unlucky, or just the Heat just better than we thought?
It's unlucky because he missed time because of that injury. It's very unlucky because we don't really know what would have happened if he would have stayed healthy. It is a big if. So to have Jokic I feel like we're falling in that trap, remember, with LeBron and Kawhi and Kevin Durant.
Not the same at all.
What you mean it's not the same?
That's not the same at all.
What you mean? Because 2019, Kawhi is the best player in the world.
I don't know who said Kawhi is the best player in the world.
What?
But they lied.
See, you don't watch ESPN. You're not watching these shows. You're not watching these shows.
Who cares
People
what
in
they have to say?
NBA media are saying, Kawhi is the best player in the world because he won. Kevin Durant is the best player in the world because he made it. They put them over LeBron because he didn't make the playoffs. He got injured during that time, and so I don't want to fall into that trap where I'm prisoner of the moment because, this guy had an all-time great, playoff series, but we had Giannis as the best player in the world. All of a sudden, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to put Jokic over him. We had, Jokic before the playoffs. We probably had maybe 5 or 4, and all of a sudden, we're going to just jump him up to 1.
Jokic was where?
5 or 4.
Yeah. That's a terrible ranking.
What do you mean?
That's a horrible
What do you mean? Before the playoffs?
That's a horrible ranking.
Okay. We had Giannis 1.
I had
it was
Giannis,
Steph.
Jokic.
You had Giannis, Jokic before.
Yes.
You didn't say that before it happened. You didn't say that before the playoffs. So you just kept it to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying Jokic was second in MVP, so how is he not going to be the second best player in the playoffs?
Cap all the way. I smell cap all. Then
we have the footage.
So wait a minute. So who was your third guy?
Steph.
So you had, let me hear this correctly. You had Giannis and Nikola Jokic as top 2 before the playoffs.
Yeah.
During the playoffs, Giannis loses. You said Steph was the best player. So you just had Steph jump over Jokic.
Only said that because they was playing the Lakers.
Oh my God. This guy is a professional cap artist. He didn't have Jokic as 2.
Yes, I did.
He had him in his top 5 just like me, but he did not have him at 2.
Yes,
he
I
had
did.
Steph at 2.
No, I didn't.
Cuz who the hell would just automatically think, I'm going to put Steph from 3 to 1 now? What? What type of sense does that make?
Well, we technically went from 2 to 1, but
you know what? Let's not even go down there. I had Jokic obviously top 5. I had him probably 4, maybe. It was Giannis. I think I had Giannis. I think I had Steph, and I'm trying to think who else.
You better not say Embiid.
Nah, hell no, I ain't have Embiid.
Then who else? If you say Anthony Davis, I'm turning the camera off.
Why would I put? Come on now.
Who else? Who else was in the playoffs? LeBron.
Nah, I didn't put LeBron on there. But I think I may have had him. Maybe it was Kevin Durant, probably, because I thought that him. This is before the playoffs. You gotta remember it's before the playoffs.
Even still, come on now.
This before
we know the jig is up with Kevin Durant.
I mean, before he left Phoenix, he was that dude. I'm just saying, he was that dude. But yeah, okay. I think I had KD probably top 3, and I had Jokic at 4. But now, legitimately top 2 for sure. It's really hard for me to like really say he's number 1 per se, but I understand why people will put him number 1, and I respect it. But it's just hard for me to like just say, you know what, he's over Giannis now. After what I've seen from Giannis these past few years.
So if he wins a ring, you gonna put him over Giannis?
I don't know. It's
so
hard.
Let's look at the accolades.
It's really hard. No, I know the accolades. It's two straight MVPs.
Both got 2 MVPs. One and got Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm. All NBA first teams. 2 times straight. Two straight times.
I don't know. I mean, Jokic got his run was pretty impressive.
It is. It's just, man. It's just. And I will say this playoff run has been impressive because you beat LeBron, Lakers
in 4 games.
You beat the Suns with KD and Book. First round, don't really matter in Minnesota, but yeah, you beat those guys. And if you beat Miami, it is Jimmy Butler. It is Miami Heat culture. You can't take nothing away from them.
Best coach in the league.
Yeah, best coach in the league. So you can't just take that away from him. It's just hard for me because just Giannis, just the past few years, he's just been so dominant.
I understand, but maybe I think it's because I value playoffs much more than regular season.
But it's not like he didn't. Well, if you look at his stat line, it's not like Giannis hasn't had bad.
He played well. He played well, but you know.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. But that's just how I'm looking at it. Maybe after they win the finals, maybe it might have a different sort of thinking. But right now, it's very hard for me to put Jokic over Giannis. But it's close. Like it's like this. Like you can go 1A, 1B. It doesn't really matter. It's like so close. But let's talk a little bit about the Lakers, right? So LeBron, he after the game, right, post-game interview, press conference, he sort of hinted at the fact that, you know, he's thinking about retirement.
He can fool y'all. He ain't fooling me.
And so here's my thing. Listen, LeBron, I don't believe 1 second that he's gonna retire. Here's why. Before the ankle injury, LeBron James was doing some crazy things. Matter of fact, if you look at his stats, he in the regular season was averaging 28, damn near 8 assists, 8 rebounds, shooting 50% from the field. And you're telling me he's going to just say, you know what? I'm done. Let's be real. That ankle injury screwed him over. And when you have an ankle injury like that, you could tell he wasn't the same. But guess what? He still averaged 24 points, nearly a triple-double. Shot 49% from the field. And you're telling me he's going to walk away. That's not going to happen. Especially the fact that, yes, they lost to the Nuggets, they got swept, but they were all close games. And if you add maybe 1 or 2 pieces here, maybe subtract some pieces that, frankly, weren't that really good, the Lakers, a healthy LeBron and Anthony Davis, pretty damn good to me.
That's the thing, though. You're banking on being healthy.
Here's the thing. The problem with LeBron, why he was out, he had to carry the load. Because you know who was on the roster. Russell Westbrook in that damn contract. So guess what? LeBron had to go Superman for like 1.5 months. And then as soon as he got the pieces that he need, he messed up his ankle. So now that the contract is gone, now that they have some flexibility, the Lakers have some flexibility, they can finally get pieces that fit. They already have they have a good nucleus, but they still need to add something. They still need to subtract some of those bad pieces that were on the team and bring in some new pieces that can add to what we already have. And I think what the Lakers need is they need guys. They need role players. They need more really quality role players. We do not need Kyrie. All these people saying, the Lakers, you know what they need? They need another guy, another point guard that's going to take up most of the cap, that's over 30 years old, that's injury prone, that has some character issues, that's not durable at all. We want somebody like that on the squad. His abilities, obviously, he fits tremendously with LeBron and Anthony Davis because he can shoot, he can handle, he can pass a little bit. He's fundamentally sound, but he's just like LeBron and Anthony Davis, not durable, and he's not a good defender. So do you really want to bring that in? Do you really want to pay close to $200 million for that? No. What needs to happen is that they need to bring in quality role players that, A, in the event LeBron or AD goes out, the team will still be able to function. Don't fall for that trap where let's build a super team. Let's go top heavy. Don't fall for that trap. It only works when the players are in their physical primes. The Golden State Warriors with Durant and Curry, Clay, Dre, physical primes. The Heatles with LeBron, although Dwayne Wade was injured. Guess what? Chris Bosh, LeBron, still in their physical primes. So Dwayne Wade, he can take off a little bit. And they still had quality players on the court because they took less. Those guys aren't going to take less. LeBron and AD and Kyrie, they're not going to take less. Why did the Brooklyn Nets not work? Because those guys were not in their physical prime. Harden got injured. Kyrie got injured. Kevin Durant, he's always one injury away. If you're not in your physical prime, it's not going to work. And that's the problem. That's where we fall for the trap. That's why Rob Pelinka was 1 year away from being freaking fired. He saved his career with this trade. Bring in quality role players. Bring in guys that fit with LeBron and AD and go from there. If you think about this, and then I'll pass it on to you. When we traded for D'Lo, Vando, Beasley, Roy, Bamba, LeBron goes out. The team was still able to win games. Why? Because we actually had NBA-level role players. We didn't rely on Troy Brown. We didn't rely on Kendrick Nunn, Max Christie. We didn't rely on those, the guy from Sacramento, Juan Toscano Anderson, who's at Utah, or what's his name? The center from Sacramento now. I forgot his name. He was pretty trash too. Damian Jones. We weren't relying on those guys because they're not NBA quality players. At best, they're like the 12th man on their team. So when you have guys that are rotational guys, you're going to win games. Especially when you have a star player and you have a quality coach like Darvin. I'm saying quality coach Darvin Ham. Yes, he's okay. When you have that at your disposal, you're gonna be able to stay afloat, and that's the recipe to success. Not this three superstar type of thing where you have guys that are past their physical prime. It's not gonna work. So listen. Don't be objective. All right. I'm going to pass it on to you. Be objective. Where do the Lakers need to go from here? Be objective, all right? Don't be biased. Put the LeBron hate aside. Don't be like Gilbert Arenas when the Lakers lost and he was like, all 12 players going to be gone. Anthony Davis got to go too. Like, don't be Gilbert Arenas.
So obviously you need some shot creators outside as role players outside of Rui, because a lot of times dudes just wasn't making anything happen. Like I said, you can't play Vanderbilt. He can't create his own offense. D'Lo was supposed to be a shot creator type guy. He could have hit a shot. And y'all need to put Austin Reeves at his natural position. He's a 1, not a 2. He played 1 in Oklahoma. So I think y'all should at least give it a try to put Reeves at PG.
Interesting. I like the sound.
Get rid of Schroeder. He's not good.
Okay.
And get rid of Beasley. He's just taking up space. I don't know where y'all could possibly get a PG that can shoot, pass, and play defense all in one in this free agency market. I'm not seeing one, honestly. But yeah, y'all need another shot creator. Try Reeves at PG. Get another PG to come off the bench. Shooting guard, I don't really know. I'm not too sure about shooting guard. I don't think you should get rid of. I'm iffy on AD. Like, I don't think he's that guy anymore because the effort I was seeing was just pathetic. It was just bad. And he was watching LeBron eat that game 4 and just said, "Who cares?" It's like he was already looking forward to feeling his feet in the sand in Cancun. Like, he ain't even care about. He was like, "Man, we already lost." Like, he looked defeated out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm iffy on. I don't even know if AD's heart really in it. I'm telling you, after he won that one ring, and I said when he came out and said he has nothing left to prove, I said that's a red flag. Because what do you mean? You playing with LeBron James? He's fighting for GOAT status. I don't know. I say you keep AD, but you can't rely on him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Listen, he's the best number 2 in the league. That's what it actually. I'll give that to Devin Booker, but he's one of the best number 2s in the league. That's what he is. He's not a number 1. He's a number 2, and that's fine. All these NBA analysts try to criticize him, saying, "Oh, what are you, AD?" Like, we know who he is. Stop trying to fool yourself into believing Anthony Davis could be something he's not. He's not that guy. He's not that number 1 option that you can go to. That's just not who he is. Kevin Garnett, he was the number 1 option in Minnesota. He only made the Western Conference Finals once. He had to go to Boston to win. He wasn't the number 1 option in Boston. That was Paul Pierce. He won a chip. Do people say, "Oh, KG, you have to be the number 1 option"?
Hospital ring, but
No, nobody said that. Nobody criticized KG for it. Some people put him in their top 20 all time. But he was the number 2 when they won the chip. So if that's Anthony Davis's role, that's his role. But what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to put the requisite pieces in place in order for them to win. I like your suggestion putting Reeves at 1. I do see some point guard qualities from him. I will say Dennis Schroeder, depending on the number, depending on what he asks for, is the question. Like, if he's gonna ask for like $10 million, you can kick rocks. But if he asks for like, I don't know, $4 or $5 million, I'll take it. He's not. I would say there's not many better backup point guards you can go to than Dennis Schroeder. He's a pretty solid backup point guard because he can bring different qualities. He has that change of pace. He can defend a little bit. Like what he did against Steph was pretty good. He brings some qualities to a team. I like his energy. He brings some qualities to a team. I wouldn't mind him being our backup point guard. We do need more shot creation, like you said. I would keep Vanderbilt. I would definitely keep him because I think he has a lot of potential. He's young. He's very young. All he has to do is just...
Does LeBron have time for potential?
You have a point, but at the same time, you do want to be young. You have to stay young, and his defensive prowess is very valuable. He's really good. He's really good defensively, and I think this offseason, he can add to his game, offensive game. If he could add like a corner 3 or something like that, honestly, that would be very valuable. Or just be a better finisher around the rim. Like he doesn't have to like go on like this sort of Jimmy Butler trajectory where one offseason he goes from just a regular guy to now he's a 20-point per game scorer. No, he doesn't have to do all that. All he has to do is just add a little bit. Okay, be better from 3 or be better around the rim. If he could add one thing, that's a success. That's all we need from him. And yeah, D'Angelo Russell has to go. He was awful. Like, I'm not gonna just dismiss what he's done before the Nuggets series because he did win us some games. Memphis, Golden State. He did have really good games, but it's too many off games than on games for me. Like, he'll have 2 really good games and then he'll have 4 really bad games. I can't do it. It's too much of the disparity. Too many bad games to on games. So he has to go. Especially for the price he's probably gonna demand more than $20 million.
And he's a cone.
Yeah, so I'm not. Yeah, he has to go. He has to go. Malik Beasley has to go. Mo Bamba's an interesting one because he can stretch the floor. He does have size. Depending on his price, I might keep him just because he's young and his size and he can stretch the floor. He still has potential. So I would keep Mo Bamba. I like Lonnie Walker. I think Lonnie Walker, depending on his price, I would keep him as well. I like his energy. I like his sort of mindset. And he's young, athletic. And he did some really good things as well. He won us a game against Golden State. So, but everybody else, they can kick rocks pretty much. Troy Brown can go. He's trash.
We tried to tell you. The Wizards fans knew. We knew the jig was up.
Well, I mean, first game of the season, I wasn't sold on the roster. I told you they were the 9th best team, and I was being nice. They turned out to be the 13th best team until the trade deadline. So, overall, yeah, it's just about getting guys that can create their own shot. You know, that's what we need. Which is going to be hard to find. Very hard to find, but we need somebody that can create their own offense. I don't know who that is.
I know what guy.
Who?
But I don't think the Hornets is letting him go.
Terry Rozier?
Him, but also it's a controversial.
Mikal?
Who's
not Mikal?
Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges? Hell no. Miles Bridges?
What he averaged, like 18 points per game?
I mean, he is good, but like, I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know.
Y'all wouldn't do that.
I will say the Lakers, they have the 17th pick, I believe it is, this year. What they'll do with the pick is going to be interesting. They're definitely going to trade it. Yeah. There's no way they're going to keep it.
Who the heck? I don't even know these players for real.
Yeah, but whoever I trust, I hate to say it, I trust Rob Pelinka. I guess he learned from his mistake. I trust him. He learned from his mistake. I think he'll make the right decision, and if he doesn't, I'll be disappointed because he pulled off this trade. But anywho, let's go to we sort of talked too much. Let's go. All right, let's go to the Heat series, right? Heat versus Celtics series. So the Heat, they're up 3-1. They were up 3-0. They lost at home, Game 4.
First home loss of the playoffs.
Yes, first home loss in the playoffs. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of mad. Because the fact that they lost, now I'm hearing all these NBA analysts saying, can the Celtics do it? Can they come back from 3-0 and win the series for the first time ever?
No. Spo's too good of a coach.
And see, me, I haven't been watching ESPN like that or FS1, Fox Sports, because I knew this was going to happen. One, because the Lakers lost, and two, because the Celtics won one game. I was like, I cannot listen to these people because I already know what the narrative's going to be. It's just annoying. I know this is what's going to happen. Game 5. First off, the Boston Celtics are not good at home. They're one of the worst home teams in the playoffs. They keep losing at home. The Hawks beat them at home. The Sixers beat them at home. Like, they're one of the worst. So, they don't have Gabe Vincent.
He's not playing?
Yeah, he's not playing Game 5. So, here's what I expect. I need Bam Adebayo to step up his game.
He's been playing well.
He's been okay. I need him to, like, he dropped like 10 points last game.
Oh.
He dropped I forgot. Bro, I have the stats. Give me a second. I have the stats right here.
I thought Bam been playing pretty well.
Yeah, defensively he's been pretty solid, but from an offensive. So let me just give you the numbers. So I think it was. So game 1 he dropped 20. Game 2 he dropped 22. Game 3 he dropped 13. And game 4 he dropped 10. Now, here's the thing. He only attempted 5 shots. No, I'm wrong. He attempted 9 shots, and he was 4 for 5. This was game 3. Game 4, he attempted, he attempted 11 shots, and he was 4 for 7. So he's shooting at an efficient level, but he needs to attempt more shots. That's my problem. And what I need Bam to do, I need like at least 15 shots from you this game. Because I said this a week ago about Al Horford. He is a statue. He has a problem with power forwards, with forwards, centers in general that are quick. So, Bam, what does he do all the time? He does the same move, a jab step and speed boost. That's all he does. Or a spin move. That's all. That's his only repertoire. That's literally what he does every time, and it works. And so when Al Horford is guarding him, I need Bam to do the same exact move, jab step or spin move, because it's gonna work every time. Al Horford is too slow. I need Bam. I need you to give me 20 and 10 this game. I need 15 shot attempts. I need you to get to the free throw line, because I already know what I'm going to get from Jimmy Butler. He's going to show out tonight. He wants to end the series because he knows that if you prolong the series, you're putting yourself at just not the great position. So, Bam, I think this game is going to come down to how aggressive is the Bam going to be this game. Sure, the shooting has been sort of the storyline from Strus, from Duncan, from Gabe, from Kevin Love, from Caleb Martin. So, yes, that's the storyline. But I think in this particular game, Bam has to pull his own weight. You can't just keep being passive. You can't just keep playing like a role player. You have to show why you were all-star this year. I need that 20 points per game that you were averaging in the regular season. I need that tonight, because if not, you're going to lose. It's just your reaction to the Celtics and the Heat series.
We were so close to having 2 funerals today, but that dang Jason Tatum, he just shows up when he wants to. Mm-hmm. And even Jaylen Brown had a terrible game. But yeah, I've been enjoying the beat down the Heat have been giving the Celtics thus far. Really been outclassing them pretty much on all levels.
Yeah.
But I'm concerned for the night.
Oh, concerned. Why you say that?
I think the Celtics win.
Interesting.
And I think they win convincingly.
Convincingly? Wow. Say that again to the camera.
Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't say convincingly.
Say. Come on, man. Say it to the camera.
I just have a bad feeling. I don't know. I feel like Jaylen Brown is going to have a fantastic game. Or maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, I hope if the Heat win, I'll have no problems with that. But if the Celtics win, I think the Heat finish them off in Game 6. But they trust me, you don't want the Celtics cannot win tonight under any circumstance. Because you do not want to go from being up 3-0 to going to Game 6 at TD against not against Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And
are you being for real?
Listen, I only say this because they're like flashes in the pan. You don't know when something could pop off.
You say that.
You can't count them out.
Listen,
Yes, we know they're inconsistent, but still,
there's one quarter.
All-star players.
Let me tell you something. Miami, just keep the game close. Just keep the game close. Because when that 4th quarter rolls around, they have nothing for you. Jason Tatum still, since Game 1, hasn't made a single field goal in the 4th quarter. Not one. Jaylen Brown hasn't been good in the 4th quarter since probably this whole series. I can't even remember when he was good. I'm telling you this right now. Keep the game close, because they're going to fold when it matters most. I'm not.
Fold the last game?
Well, Tatum didn't show up the full quarter. I mean, they didn't need to because it was out of hand. But here's the thing. All they have to do is just keep the game close. I believe they will. I believe Jimmy Butler will have one of those all-time great performances. Because the Celtics, they're not built. They're not mentally tough. I've told you, against Philly, I see the cracks on the wall. I see them. But see, the problem is that Philly wasn't mentally tough either. And you have James Harden, you have Joel Embiid to rely on. Well, Miami, their number one option is a dog, is a certified killer, and that's Jimmy Butler. You have the best coach in the league, and you have guys that have been through all sorts of stuff over the year. They're mentally tough. I expect Miami to win this game tonight. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I expect them to win this night. Specifically because in the fourth quarter, the Celtics are not going to be able to execute. That's how I'm looking at it. Jason Tatum has still been awful in the fourth quarter. He hasn't made a single field goal in the fourth quarter since game one. And even game one, even when he went 5 for 7 from the field, they still lost. It comes down to Bam Adebayo. Will he be great? I believe he will. I believe he'll show up. I believe Jimmy Butler and the coaching staff will get on to him and say, we need you. We need your points tonight. Because all he had to do was just be a defensive stopper the first 3 games. But now, we need more in your offense. Now, we need you to be a scorer. I believe he will. And they're going to win.
You guaranteeing a win?
I'm not going to guarantee it. But I do expect them to win tonight. Because I just think they're the more mentally tough team.
I just find it hard to believe that the Celtics lose 3 home games in one series.
I mean, they went down 3-0 for a reason.
True, but pride has to come into play at some point.
Shoot, they showed their pride game 4. They got 1. Congratulations, but it ends tonight. That's just how I'm looking at it.
I have a bad feeling.
Okay, all right. Listen.
I hope I'm wrong.
This isn't Philly. We had James Harden and Joel Embiid, and you had Doc Rivers. This is not Philly. The way Miami's just been able to disrupt Boston with that zone. Bam Adebayo's just,
which is ridiculous because the Celtics were a good 3-point shooting team.
Mm-hmm. It's unreal, just Bam Adebayo's ability to read, react, recover. Jimmy Butler as well. Also, the team defense. I expect them to show up, show out. I get Gabe Vincent's going to be out. But I get Kyle Lowry's dealing with a little injury. But I think they'll get it done. If not,
at some point, the
then
better
game
dudes
6.
method, the better dudes theory is going to come into play here.
You believe in Joe Mazzulla?
No.
All right, well. And if they don't win, you have game 6. But
Game 6 is do or die. If it even gets there.
Yeah,
obviously.
even if it gets there. But, yeah.
Hopefully the Heat win. But then we're going to have a pretty long break before the finals.
Yep.
Like, it was 8 days a few days ago. So it's more
Yeah. The thing is, man, since the finals is going to be until like June 1st, gonna have like maybe like 5 or 6. If Miami wins tonight,
it'll be
like
6 days.
Yeah, about around 6 days and stuff. So, man, it's not going to be a whole lot to watch. There's this guy
Y'all better catch up on anime.
There's this guy on Twitter that was like, oh, if you love basketball, then you'll find some basketball to watch. I'm like, shut up.
Huh?
Because WNBA, I think they're preseason. I'm like, bro,
No, it's the regular season.
it's the regular season.
Yeah.
They started. They're like, yeah, he was tweeting about WNBA. I'm like, all right, bro. I love basketball, but I'm not like tuning in at WNBA like that. There may be sometimes I might tune in, but like
if
for
it's
real,
on the TV, I'll just let it play.
like honestly, like be honest, like no, but we're not NBA.
I watch the playoffs for the WNBA.
Yeah. But like, be honest, like we're not watching that, bro. Sorry, I watch college basketball. I watch NBA basketball. Depending on high school, maybe one or two. Victor Wembanyama's on, maybe I might watch, but no. I'm sorry. No disrespect to WNBA players at all. They're talented. They're immensely talented, but I'm sorry. I'll watch like something on HBO, not HBO Max. I'll watch something on Max or something like that, or I'll play Jedi Survivor or something like that. I'll
finish
do
that game. Phenomenal game.
Yeah, I'll do that before. I'm sorry. Like I just that's just me.
Wow, I'm gonna use this free time to catch up on some shows.
Yeah, shoot. Max has all the shows. I'm like, damn, cause I canceled my subscription.
Really?
Bro. It's like $15.90. Like they raised the price and everything.
Oh, yeah.
They had it where the Max subscription was like $14.99, and they raised it like $15.99 if you want to have the mid tier, and then $19.99 if you want to have you want to be able to download 100 100 episodes and want to have 4K quality and stuff. I'm like, what? It's crazy. So I was just like, man, what I'll do is that I'll spend the $19.99 for just 1 month and probably not renew it, because that's what crazy as hell, bro. But anywho, yeah, last topic on the docket. Heat versus Nuggets. So let's say the Miami Heat do win. Is the Heat versus Nuggets final, is this good for basketball or bad?
I say it's good.
Okay.
Because new people are winning rings. I don't know how that's bad for the sport. Only it may be bad for like the casuals who only watch ESPN and all them shows and care about superstar players and all that, but I don't care. I'm a basketball fan. So I want the best teams playing in the finals, and the best teams just so happen to be the Nuggets and possibly the Heat.
So let me ask you this. So I'm not going to discredit what you're saying, because you make a valid point. But when the Spurs and the Detroit Pistons, or the Spurs versus the New Jersey Nets played in the finals, do you think that was good basketball?
I didn't see those series, so I don't know.
I'm just saying, because those were like some of the lowest rated series, and they were like very defensive minded series. Do you think that was good basketball, or you think that was just not good basketball?
Doesn't matter. I mean, if the other teams are better, they would have been playing in the finals.
But if it was pretty much a defensive showdown, and the Spurs, unless they're playing like a high-powered offense like the Miami Heat or great teams like that, they're pretty boring to watch. Then you have the New Jersey Nets, you have the Detroit Pistons that are like defensive-minded, not very flashy at all. I'm not saying your point is wrong.
No, I know. I know
your
what
point
you're
is
trying to say.
valid.
I know what you're trying to say, but like, all that stuff is subjective.
That is true. That is true. But at the same time, yes, the best team. Yes, they're gonna make the finals. That is true. Miami Heat makes the finals. Okay, they're the best team. Nuggets made the finals. They're the best team. But at the same time, play styles, the way that they play the game is kind of important as well in determining, okay, is this really fun to watch? Because
I think it's just a disconnect between how the sport is covered. Because think about when the Ravens made the Super Bowl, what was that, 2012?
Yes.
2012, people was excited because their offense was okay on offense, but that defense is really the selling point.
Well,
versus you look at defensive minded teams in the NBA, people don't want to see it.
Well, first of all, 49ers offense was pretty good. Pretty good. And then Baltimore, yes, they have Ray Lewis, but they also their offense. What I'm not gonna say is like Peyton Manning Broncos, but it was still pretty solid. We had Ray Rice, you had Dennis Pitta and Torrey Smith, Anquan Bolden. Like they had some, and then you had Jacoby Jones, kickoff. So they were entertaining in that. But I'll go back to another Ravens team.
Okay.
2000 Ravens team against the New York Giants. You can't tell me that was a good game. Exactly. That was terrible. See, yes. Obviously the best teams are going to make it, but
I don't think the Nuggets play boring basketball.
No, they didn't. They did. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you different examples of where you say
Are you saying is it good for the sport because the ratings are probably going to be lower?
No, I'm saying, I'm just telling you that having two teams that, let's say, fans haven't sort of been watching that much per se, right?
Right.
Because, like you said, the media hasn't really covered them that much, and they don't have their playing style isn't the most fun to watch per se. But your point is valid for this reason. These two teams, I believe, their playing style isn't the Spurs back in the day or the Detroit Pistons where it was pretty much defense. It was very sluggish. It's very boring. I think these two teams and the way that they play is more
akin to the
modernized.
Raptors team.
It's more modernized than ever because the Heat, they rely on the 3-point shooting a lot. Like they've been winning because of the 3-point shot. Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, they have Jamal Murray who can create his own shot. He can get buckets at go for 40 or 50, and then Jokic, he's a passing magician and he can score in different ways. So, yes, for this potential series, your point is valid. But like in years past, if the Spurs would have made the finals and like a team, like a terrible team, like a team that nobody really wants to see, the Spurs were like a team that if they didn't play like Miami or somebody, nobody really cared about them. Like they're great to watch when they're playing another like really flashy team. Like when OKC is playing them or when the Lakers are playing them. That's when the Spurs are, it's like, okay, I'm kind of hyped to see this. But when they're playing like, I don't know, Detroit or the Nets or Cleveland with LeBron first stint, yeah, they're going to be boring to watch. So I think it is good for basketball because more attention is going to be on Nikola Jokic. It'll be interesting how they market him. They do a pretty good job with Jimmy Butler. I've seen him in plenty commercials.
He's everywhere.
But Jokic, you don't see him in commercials. We don't really know his personality that much. He's a
You ain't see
foreign
that
guy.
Shirt he wore? the old head, the 2010 gamer shirt.
I said we don't know it that much.
Yeah.
We don't really know it that much. We haven't seen him a whole lot in commercials. I heard he's a pretty funny guy. I wish we would see him more in commercials. We gotten Giannis in commercials recently, but we haven't gotten Jokic. So I think in the finals it's going to be very apparent to like really market Jokic because a lot of people saying he's the best player in the world. You think he's the best player in the world. So if he's the best player in the world, then you have to market him like he's the best player in the world. Because if you don't, then all you're doing is just hurting your product because he's the future of the league. LeBron is 38. Steph is 35. KD's 35, 36. You have to market your players that are the best in your league. And if you don't, then you're going to end up declining like baseball or declining like some other leagues. And you're going to be second fiddle. You're going to be third fiddle. So it's very apparent the NBA does their due diligence in marketing these two teams. Because if they don't, if they sit back like they did with Tim Duncan or with these other superstars, you're going to lose. Like Jokic, he should be getting shoe deals. He should be getting all these stuff, but he hasn't.
I don't think he cares for all that stuff.
He probably doesn't, but you got to do something. Come on now. It's ridiculous.
They need someone to market ever since the whole Josh stuff happened.
Yes, and then because the game is global, there should be no excuse for why basketball, the NBA specifically, the ratings shouldn't go to the roof because it's global.
Well, also, you got to account for, like, they obviously can't count ratings from, like, streams and whatnot.
That's true. That is true. But I don't know if they do the ratings because, you always see, like, on Twitter and stuff, they'll post the ratings. I don't know if that's domestically or if that's globally. That's the thing.
I think most of it is, like, domestically.
Domestically. Because I know they always post, like, Super Bowl ratings. It's, like, 50 million. And
those are just in America.
Oh, that's
football is not very popular anywhere else.
So they only post domestic numbers when it comes to.
As far as I believe. As far as I know.
Football. Okay.
Because it's pretty much, it's an American sport, so.
Right. But there's no excuse for them to not have more ratings when you have like a global product. And then
the media created too many casuals.
And then let's put this to bed right now. More people play basketball than football.
Yep.
There's more basketball courts than football fields. I can go probably almost every neighborhood, they're going to have a basketball court. There's going to be somebody that has a hoop, a net, somewhere. Why isn't it more popular? Because they don't market it better.
Though, that and also, football, you could just buy football and you could play backyard football. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need a football field.
That's true.
And like you could play football in the street, but basketball, you need like to shoot a hoop to shoot on.
But how many people do you see do that nowadays? Everybody I see, every neighborhood I go to, they're going to the court.
Yeah.
They're not playing. I'm not saying it still doesn't happen, but you don't see it as frequently. You don't see people playing football like that. As they still do it, but not as frequent. Like it used to be a cultural thing. It used to be something you do all the time. But now it's just, okay, go to the court, go to the basketball court. That's what I see. But basketball hasn't improved. But the playoff series this year has been doing really great, though. I will say that.
With the playoffs?
Yeah, the playoffs have been doing really good numbers.
Yeah, but I honestly think people just don't like basketball as much, like, as far as watching it. Like, being honest, playing basketball is more fun than watching it.
Yeah. Well, it depends.
I don't know. I like
it depends. It depends because if you
trash, I mean, that's different.
If you trash at basketball, it's not gonna be a whole lot of fun.
Right.
I'm sorry, and I'm trash at basketball now. Yeah.
But like I don't. Yes, marketing definitely helps, but I don't know. Like I think also that the football season is shorter.
And it's on Sundays and Monday. Like it's a select time.
Yep.
So like it's a time where everybody's gonna be awake and is gonna be watching. This is what made the conference final schedule great because they put it at 8:30.
Exactly.
But with basketball, it's like here's another thing with basketball, and the reason why people haven't watched Jokic a lot is because they put the Nuggets at like 10:30. Like nobody's gonna watch the Nuggets at 10:30.
Especially on the East Coast.
Bruh, like remember the Christmas Day game? It was against, I think it may have been the Clippers or something. It was against one team. It was the Suns. One of the best Christmas Day games in recent memory. But it was at 10:30. Nobody's watching like that. People were gonna wake up and watch Sports Center.
People
and
had the itis by then. They ate Christmas dinner, was ready to sleep.
Right. So
the kids is playing their new Xboxes and PlayStation. They're not watching 10:30 basketball.
Come on, man. Like nobody really watching that. So if you want to really get people to watch the Nuggets more, you're going to have to put them in them 8:30, 8:30, 7 o'clock slots. You can't just keep putting them at 10:30 and expect people to all of a sudden just devote their time to watching a game until 1 o'clock in the morning. That's just not going to happen. Unless you're like LeBron, and even when LeBron went to the Lakers, I think the numbers went down a little bit because he went to the Lakers. So they've tried to change it. They went to 10 o'clock, but that's still late. Like, you have to do 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is probably the perfect storm for people in the West and the East, and that's still kind of late. But that's probably the best compromise you can make. And even still, it's still very tricky. But football, they've been able to get away with having, Sunday is pretty much an event.
Yeah,
all these games.
Like 8 teams play at 1 o'clock. 4 or 5 teams play at 1 o'clock.
Albeit the streaming services for them, God, the amount of money is just crazy. But yeah, they figured out a way. They figured out a way to implement these games at a certain date and at a certain time. And so, like, 1 o'clock, 4:25, 8 o'clock is the one primetime game. And then you have Monday, one primetime game, 8 o'clock. Thursday, primetime game around 8 o'clock. It's the same formula. It's not like, this game, 10:30. Like, no. During times when people are going to watch. But, anywho,
and also the one-and-done factor of football, especially in the playoffs, is really the reason why the games. You could miss a game in an NBA playoff series and be like, I'll just watch the next one. Can't do that in football.
That is true. Yeah, that sort of adds to the sort of unpredictable element of the playoffs, right? But these playoffs have been, I guess, the first time in a while where not each series, but a lot of series have been unpredictable. First round with the Bucks, nobody expected that. I forgot what. People thought the Lakers were not even going to beat the Memphis Grizzlies or the Warriors. You know what I mean? Or Boston nearly lost to Philly. The Hawks got 2 games on Boston. Like, there's been a lot of unpredictableness, sort of March Madness type of element to it. And yeah, I don't know if that's gonna continue, but it's been good for the sport. Is there anything else that we need to discuss that we haven't discussed yet?
Nope.
No,
not really.
I will say
football season is on the way. We have, I think, 15 more Sundays.
The countdown starts. The countdown starts now. I will say that this funny thing that happened. The Commanders, they weren't able to trademark their name officially because somebody else trademarked it. So
I think it's in the process of being.
It's in the process, but they can't officially trademark because somebody else trademarked the name. So
no, what I'm saying is the other person is in the process of trademark. They submitted their request first.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we'll have to see about that. They're probably going to keep their name.
Yeah,
come on now. This is $5 billion.
But why wasn't due diligence done beforehand?
Because it's Dan Snyder, operations, and he's out of there. But yeah, man. They're gonna keep their name. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully, Miami Heat wins and we finally put this to bed. They're coming back from 3-0. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Courtside View podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Look, cold world, still a cold world, and a couple y'all is cool, but we a little more thorough.